Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Jesimein. Today we got ourselves an Alpha Bridge build, man. You guys been asking for a sub build. I got a nice little one here for you guys. Before I get into the build, I know a lot of people are gonna ask, what am I wearing? I got on my Hunter shirt that matches the Alpha Bridge gear, as you can see, like on the little pouch. It matches like almost the same, pretty much. It's the Hunter shirt. For those you go into the store, it's like $5 with like the specialist pack. So if you guys want to match with that, and my camo I have on my gun is a part of the new HVTs, the highest one. It gives you like 4 different snake camos. I'll show you guys when we get into the build. But it looks pretty dope, man. It's a clean little outfit, man. You guys know how I do. Got to stay looking fresh. And I have a nice little orange laser to match it. So, you know, for those who are concerned with how they look like me, you know what I'm saying? You got to be fly. That's what it is. But without further ado, let's get into the build, man. As you can see, I'm rocking a Navy MP5 and 15k base damage, 37% critical hit damage with brutal, deadly, destructive, and because I have Alpha Bridge, vicious, swift, and responsive. I decided to keep destructive on because it is a chunk of damage for 15%, since in 1.5 you're going to be able to have armor shred, so this is going to be really good. This is like a good replacement for competent. So for those who don't want to necessarily gear up for 1.5 and just do it in, you can try to get brutal, deadly, competent or something, you know, to have with your SMG. But remember, always have vicious, man. Vicious is the new super fierce. I always tell people to have it. I don't care what gun you're using, always have vicious. But as you can see, yes, I have 2. Get into the stats. I got 241 DPS with 5,005 firearms, 327 toughness, 4,600 stamina, 92,000 skill power with 2,100 electronics. The chest piece I'm using right now is a vigorous chest piece with protection from elites and 2 armor mods for firearms. And you could switch it off and go reckless, since reckless isn't that harsh anymore if you want to, you know, hit harder off the bat. But make sure it's rolled for health and armor, bro, because since you're gonna be taking more damage, you want to be able to, you know, stack up as much as possible so that you can take away from that mitigation. But going into the mask, I have an Alpha Bridge mask, 1212 firearms, 148 stamina, 148 electronics, 7800 skill power, enemy armor damage, secret mine explosion radius. As you can see, I have enemy armor damage because hopefully that is tailored towards the new armor shred. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, I'd rather bank on that, especially because you can get it as a minor attribute, so it's pretty amazing. Going into my knee pads, I have 353 firearms, 938 stamina, and 148 electronics, 1043 armor, shock resistance, enemy armor damage. Once again, like I said, reduced threat, which is big. People don't understand how great not getting shot by NPCs is. I have terrible luck with it. I don't know why. I feel like my character is broken and I take a lot of damage from NPCs because they focus on me. So I had to make sure I got whatever I could to get that off. So yeah. Going into my backpack, of course, it's the other staple, the specialized backpack. Adds 200% of firearms and stamina to skill power. The higher you stack your firearms, the more stamina and skill power you get. It's a good balance off. 1200 firearms, 148 stamina, 148 electronics, 879 armor, and bleed resistance, you know, when I try to escape. Going into my gloves, you can switch off between having a regular Alpha Bridge backpack and Savage, but I like where this is at. I like the feeling of having more toughness and skill power to make up for the Savage crit chance. Since I have vicious, it's a good little trade-off for me personally. I like the vigorous specialized setup better because I don't have to really worry about feeling bad to not have skill power. So for those who want to hit harder, faster, I assume you want to go for Savage gloves, but remember, you'd have to give up either vigorous, which is a booster shot, which is really good, or a stack of stats with the specialized backpack. But once again, going into my Alpha Bridge gloves, I have 924 stamina, 148 firearms, 148 electronics, 50% critical hit damage, 5% critical hit chance, 798 SMG damage, smart cover damage increase, which I don't really use, but it's still good to have. Going down into my holster, it is an older holster. I kept it because it has post critical hit damage. It has 999 firearms, 970 stamina, 894 electronics. I can get really, you know, better rolls, but I decided to keep this one because of the post critical hit damage. Since you can't get them on the new ones, it's okay. It's basically the same thing. You know, I would just slap a mod on there. That's probably 2.50%. So it's pretty good, man. As far as damage, as you guys can see, it's 15 flat. You know, nothing too crazy, but it's pretty good when you put 12% from brutal, 15% from deadly, 15% from destructive when it gets applied 10% critical hit chance from Vicious, faster reload, of course, you know, that's more DPS, rest in peace to Firecrest, and responsive, of course, so that's just raw damage. But yeah, going into my talents or my abilities, I'm going to be running Booster Shot, of course. Mine heals me for a total of 57,000, which is fine. Usually I use it to challenge anyways, and it works out perfectly fine. And of course, running Concealed, don't ever read Damage Pulse. I mean, it's almost pointless now. As you can see, like, the difference. Like, look at the difference. Let's go to, like, it gives you, what, 4 more percent instead of, like, just raw damage. It's not even worth it, man. Take the safety of not being pulsed and being able to do damage over trying to hit for 4 more percent, you know what I'm saying? So always go Concealed for those who want to get in gunfights, especially when you're going against a team, you know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to see why Booster Shot's so good, when I pop Booster Shot, which is when I challenge, my stats go to 275 DPS, 385 toughness, as you can see, and my, see, there it is, almost 2,100 damage added onto it when I challenge, and 385 toughness in retrospective. So that's a big chunk, man. And as you can see how it goes back down. So, and it lasts pretty long time, man. I would say it lasts about 5 or 6 seconds, man. I mean, probably even more than that, especially, and then that's all you need in a gunfight, because, you know, you're running around popping med hits and your teammates healing you. It's really, really good, bro. But yeah, going into like the specifics, my survivability, I have 140 max health. That's, you know, it's a pretty good chunk, man. 57% mitigation, man. That's as high as I can possibly get it right now. I mean, around there, seen people pull off 60%, but I mean, 57% is basically capped to me. I mean, I don't really see the difference in between the two, but that's what gives me a resounding 327 toughness. I always tell people you can have like 270 toughness and be fine in the DZ, only because everybody isn't destroying everybody. I mean, you know, there are those good builds out there, but for the most part, if you're a decent player, you don't need this much toughness, but this is a good toughness to have if you feel like you need that extra comfort. But yeah. And if you guys have any questions about this build, man, from now on, I'm going to start making a build video and then make gameplay afterwards on another video, you know, to separate it off for those who are looking just for gameplay and those looking for just for build making. But yeah, man, if you guys want to build an Alpha Bridge build, this is my version and what I feel works. It could be 100% better, but I don't necessarily have the god rolls of Alpha Bridge. You know, I just threw it together and what I thought will work out, and I think it's pretty solid, man. It does some damage in DZ, dog. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me in the comments, bro. It's been real. It's your boy Jesimein. I'm out.